Hello students, I'm here with another video from the chapter of class 10th Science NCERT book, that is the name of the chapter is How Do Organisms Reproduce. Before starting today's video, I would like to tell you all that till now what all topics we have completed in this chapter. So we have started this chapter by by having the overview of the word reproduction, which means that to produce or to increase in number. Now, we have studied about that the lower animals and the plants are increasing in number by various means, but there are two modes of reproduction, that is the sexual mode of reproduction and asexual mode of reproduction. So first we are discussing about the asexual mode of reproduction in the lower organisms, and then after that we are discussing about the asexual mode of reproduction in the plants. Fine, so in this we have completed the various modes of reproduction where in which we have seen about the fission, where amoeba is going to split up into two parts. Then we have also seen about the multiple fission, where in plasmodium small nucleuses are being nuclei are being present in a cyst like wall, inside a cyst like wall, and then what happens, each and every cell comes out when the favorable conditions come. Okay, similarly we also saw about the spore formation in the bread molds. Then we have also seen about the fragmentation and regeneration. I have also discussed about what is the main difference regarding this fragmentation and regeneration, children. Okay, so in the last class I was discussing about the mode of reproduction, that is the vegetative propagation. Okay, so in this vegetative propagation we have seen that this vegetative propagation means it is the vegetative part which takes part in the increase in the number of the plants. So what are these vegetative parts? The vegetative part is the vegetative parts are the root, stem and the leaves. Okay, so we have discussed about the vegetative parts, and then how they are increasing in its number. So how the number is getting increased? This number is getting increased because of the two methods of vegetative propagation, that is the natural method of vegetative propagation and the artificial method of vegetative propagation, in which we discussed about the natural mode of vegetative propagation, in which the parts of vegetative part, that is root, stem and leaf, is responsible for the development of a new plants, where we saw about the roots, in which the plants in which the root is responsible for the development of the plant is the dahlia. Okay, we have seen about chrysanthemum, dahlia. Okay, many other plants are also there which is which is going to arise from their roots. Okay, radish, carrot, all these are the examples of the sweet potato. All these are the examples of the roots from where they are rising a new plant. Fine. Similarly, we have also seen about the stem. Underground stems are there, like the like potatoes are there, which has special features called eye. From there, each and every new plant is going to come out, and each if a small piece containing this small plant is being soil, it is being put inside the soil, it is being sown inside the soil. What would happen? A new plant is going to grow with different different this potatoes. Okay, now after that, this last part of this natural mode of vegetative propagation was left. This was the vegetative propagation with the help of leaves. So this is a very special condition. I told you that this special condition is in a leaf of bryophyllum. Okay, so it is taking place in the leaf of bryophyllum. Okay, it in Hindi it is known as this, the name of this plant is very beautiful. In Hindi also it is known as ajuba. Now why this is called ajuba and why this is said to be as bryophyllum, I'll just tell you. So if we ever see that there is a leaf like this. Okay, now each and every fine, somewhat this kind of leaf is there. It has a very long leaf also, and a very small leaf also is present. So if these leaves are there, now from these leaves have a very peculiar characteristic, that what would happen from these leaves, they have this cuttings. Okay, they have these small cuttings present in the leaf part, at the edges of these this bryophyllum leaf. Now why these edges? What is the need of these edges? And what is it is known as? The structure is said to be as notches. Okay, it is said to be as notch, and if plural you have to speak, you will say these are notches. So these notches, or the notch which is present in the edges, on the edges of the leaves, this is very this helps in the plant to increase in its number. Now why it is taking place and how it is taking place, let us I'll discuss it to you. So here in this bryophyllum leaf, this very structure called notches, or the notch, these are the edges, these are the cuttings at the edges. From each cutting, just remember, from each of this notch, it is capable of giving rise to a new plant. Such a beautiful leaf is this. We can see several of small beautiful small plants are coming out from these notches, children. Okay, from these shapes, these uh, curves which are being at the edges of the leaves of this bryophyllum. Okay, so this leaf, each curve is responsible for the development of a new plant, you could say. And if you are plucking out this small plant from here, and you just take, you can see small roots are also coming out. Now if as soon as you are taking out this plant from here, and you are just planting it somewhere, okay, you are planting it somewhere, you will see that soon this plant is going to grow in a very good manner, and this is a way by which this diaphyllum is increasing its population, increasing its number, by the help of this asexual mode of reproduction, that is under the natural mode of vegetative propagation, and because of which each notch is responsible for the development of a new plantlet. And this plantlet, if it is being planted in the soil, this can again be developed into the new beautiful plant of this bryophyllum. So again, this is really a very I must say that the name by which is being given to this plant is very much, I mean, it is very much appropriate, it is very apt, because of its nature of this generation of the plants. Okay, so this was about the natural vegetative propagation on the leaves of, in which is taking place in the leaves of bryophyllum, children, which is natural vegetative propagation with the help of the leaves. Now after that, we need to study about the artificial mode of vegetative propagation, in which we need to study about the cutting, stem cutting, okay, cutting, layering, grafting, and tissue culture. Fine. So yesterday I talked about the cuttings, that in which one plant is taken. We will take the plant with the nodes, and one or two nodes are being sent inside the earth, and one or two nodes are just above the soil. What would happen after some time? The nodes which are in the ground, underground, which is going to develop the root part, and the plant which is present above the soil surface, it is having the root. It is going to develop into a new shoot. Okay, this helps in giving rise to the leaves, and this develops into a new plant. Fine. Now this was about the cuttings. Okay, so this can be practiced, this cutting and the stem cutting is practiced in different plants like rose, this mango, guava, even in the hibiscus also we do stem cutting. Okay, then after that we will discuss about this layering. Now what is this layering? The second this function, the second type of this artificial vegetative propagation is layering, children. Now what do you mean by layering? Layering means we are putting a layer of something over we are putting the layer of something on some object or anything. Okay, now here layering means we are putting the layer of soil is layered on the stems of tender plants. Now how is this layering being done? I'll just discuss this. So in this layering, very simple process is being added up. Now simple process is being followed, where in the layering part what happens, a leaf, the stem, the plant of very tender stems are being taken. such that it could be, suppose that in grasses also layering is being done. Okay, in mint layering is being done. Okay, in strawberries layering is being done. In jasmine layering is being done. Okay, now how is this layering being done? Let us see. So we'll take up one parent plant. So we're discussing about layering. Layering. Okay, so this layering is being done. How? One plant is being taken with the not very good root system, but it has several branchings. Okay, we'll select a plant with several branchings. Fine. Now each is having small leaves on it. Suppose that this is the plant which has to be layered. It is a plant of, so say that this is a plant of strawberry, okay, or a jasmine shrub is there. We will layer this. Now how this layering is being done? One of the tender branch is taken. It is being pulled and it is being layered. It is being bent on the surface. Okay, inside the ground it is being layered. Now this we will dig out some soil from the place, and then what we will do, we will just layer this. We are just going to put one of this branch, we'll just pull this branch and put it inside the layer of the soil. Okay, and just cover it with the soil. Cover it with the soil. So we are layering the plant. We have just pulled one branch of the plant and then we are layering it under the soil. So this is known as the layering of soil on one of the branch or the stem of a very tender plant. Now what happens, after some time we will see that small roots are developing. Small roots are developing, and soon after this we will see that a new plant is coming out. No doubt the plant would be the same, but the new plant is going to come out. Okay, similarly we can pull the branch from this side also. We can layer this and again we can see that a new plant is coming out. Fine. Similarly, many branches are there we could do at different places. We could layer the stem at different places. Now as a result, what happens, at the same time the complete ground would be full of this particular plant. For say for example, I have taken this, it is a mint plant. This is a mint plant. We will pull one branch down inside the earth, we'll cover it with the soil layers and we'll leave it for some time, some days, few days, okay, say for 1 week, 2 weeks, okay. Then after that you will see that small roots are coming out from the stem. Fine. And in the last part, what you have to do, you just cut this parent plant. Okay, you just cut this from the parent plant. Now what would happen, as soon as you're cutting this plant is going to soon be free, and again this is going to give rise to new plants, new branches, and again the layering process could be done. And this is how the complete field would be full of the mint, children. Okay, so this is about the layering, and it is very easy. We'll just put one branch inside the soil and we'll layer it with the layers of soil and we'll leave it for as such. Once the root and the shoot is being developed in this new plant, so this is the new plant, new layered plant, and once this after this mint plant which is being layered, it is going to grow independently. The parent plant is being detached. We will cut the stem and again this is set free. Okay, we can take out from here and we can put it somewhere else also. Even in the same manner, we can layer the branches of this particular plant at different places. So this was about layering in artificial vegetative propagation. So this is being practiced in many of the plants, like I told you just now. I have given you some examples of strawberry, and then in the mint. Okay, it is being taking place in the plants with a tender stem, which could be easily be layered, children. Okay, so this is about the vegetative propagation, about layering. Now next is the grafting. Now what is this grafting? Grafting means we are taking Means graft or grafting means we are taking some foreign plant. Means a foreign plant means it is not the same parent. We will take two different plants, okay, of the same variety. We'll take two, for example, we'll take two rose plants, or we could take two mango plants, two lemon plants, orange plant, any plant which is which in which we can do grafting. We will take up those plants. Okay, for example, I'll take up the rose plants. I'll take two rose plants. Okay, first plant and the second plant. Fine, so I'll take up two plants. Now one plant, I'll draw with one color. Okay, I'll just draw like that. Fine. And the second plant is it. Second plant is there. Okay, so here we will see that there are two plants of rose. As I have not drawn it in the very good manner, but still this is depicting that this is a rose plant. So one plant, what is the difference between these two plants? I mean, I have drawn some difference in this, but can you recognize the differences between these two plants? So the two plants, you would see these are of same varieties. Okay, say for only the difference in the color is there. So say for example, one is having this pink rose and other one is having some this white rose. Okay, now what would you do? You can see certain difference in it. Okay, and these are the leaves. Fine. Now what difference you could see? You will see this is the root and this is the shoot part. Similarly, this is root and this is shoot part. Now, you can see that here I have drawn a larger roots and here I have drawn a very small root. So, the desired thing is in this technique is that we will take two plants of the same variety. We have taken two rose plants with which is of the same variety, but it has different desirable features. Now, it is having a different good characteristic. Now, what good characteristic is this having? The first plant is having a good root system. Okay, this is having a good root system. And in the second plant, here we can see that there is extensive branching is there. Means this has a good shoot system. Okay, we will just exchange the characteristics of these two plants, the good characteristics of these two plants. We can see that there is a good root system, but very less flowers are there, very less branching is there. But here we can see a very good shoot system is there, but its root is not very good. Okay, so we'll exchange the good parts. What we will do, we will take up the plant with a good root system and we will take up the plant with a good shoot system. It will be transplanted on each other. How we will do? We will take the plants with a good characteristic. So here the good root system is a good characteristic and here good shoot system is the good characteristic. What you will do? You will take up this good root system and we will cut off this plant. We'll take one branch, we'll cut off this plant. We will leave only one branch. Okay, so I'll just draw this. How this grafting would be done, I'll just draw it. And here what would be done? Okay, so I'll take up this plant with a good root system and one branch would be left. So suppose that this one branch I'll draw with this also with a pink color. This one branch is being taken. Okay, with good root system, and we'll cut this branch in an oblique manner. Fine, and we'll take one of the branch from this. We'll cut one of the branch from here. I'll just join it with it. We'll join it. Okay, we'll cover it with the mud. We'll cover it with some clothes and all. I mean some manure or the different nutrients, and then what we will do, we'll cover it and we are going to tie it. We'll cover it and we are going to tie it. Okay. Now, what would happen after some time? What would you see? You will see that this plant is being joined. Now, what do you think? What kind of variety would be this? So this would be having all the good qualities. Why? We have taken the good quality. One good quality was this root system. It was having a good root system. So we took this good quality. We have kept this plant as such. We have just cut down all the branches and then we have joined a new branch. This is said to be as graft. This part which we have taken from some other plant is said to be as graft. Okay, so this is said to be as graft. It is very similar to the transplant which we say in the animals. So here grafting is being done. We'll take one graft from some plant and we will join it with this. But remember that the variety should be same. It is not that we are taking one mango tree and one rose tree. We are not joining it. This is not going to join because our tissues would be different. So they are not going to join. So what would happen? We will take one graft. We will transplant it over this good root system. Now there are certain names. The plants which has a good root system, this is said to be as stalk. This is known as stalk. Okay, what is it known as? This is known as stalk. Fine. Now the plant which has a good shoot system, which we are grafting, this is known as scion. SCION. This is known as scion. We will take two names, stalk and scion. Now this scion and the stalk, they are being joined together. How they are being joined? As I have shown you here, they will be covered with the polythene and then they will be tied with the rope, and after some time we will just remove it, and when we are going to remove it, we will see that these two parts are being joined and we will see that the branches are coming out. After some time we would see branches are coming out. Now we will see that this is having a good shoot system because it can absorb very good varieties of, very good chemicals, minerals, all the good things would be absorbed by the good root system. This would be given to the good shoot system, and in turn what would happen, this good shoot system is going to give rise to the different branchings, and then what would happen, this is going to grow into a new plant and you would see that good variety of flowers are being coming. Even the colors could also be changed. Sometimes it would be this, if it was a light pink color, dark pink color, that color could also be changed in a similar manner. Even in some rose plant it has been practiced that in one single rose plant graftings of different colors is being done. Okay, so one plant with a good root system we will take, and we will take several other color plants, we will just join it. So in one rose plant, one branch is giving red rose, one branch is giving pink rose, one branch is giving orange rose, okay, or white rose, or the hybrids of all these. Fine, so this is how the grafting is being done. So please remember these two words. The one is the stalk. Stalk is a plant with a good root system, and scion is a plant with good shoot system. Okay, so please remember these two words, what is a scion and what is a stalk. So this is all about the grafting, children. Here in the grafting we can either cut with oblique like this. Okay, we'll cut the sections obliquely, or in certain shapes, in M shape or in W shape, okay, or in the N shape. It is being in the V shape, okay, it is being, the grafts are being cut in different shapes. Accordingly we will write down the names, and this is being done in the hard woody plants. Okay, so this grafting is being done in the hard woody plants, whereas stem cutting also is going to take place in the plants with the, in the shrubs it could take place. Fine. Layering is done with the soft tender plants. Fine. So this was about the grafting, children. In this, scion and the stalk is the main point to remember. Just come with the grafting, two plants are used to develop a new variety. A scion is above the part which is above the ground, and stalk is the part which is below the ground. Okay, so here we are going to join this and we'll leave it for some time, and after some time what would happen, this is going to grow into a new plant with the good varieties. Fine. So runners we will see, we have seen in the uh, part of the layering, and after that we saw it about the grafting also, and the last part now what is left is the tissue culture. Okay, I'll just tell you about the tissue culture also. So the last part of this vegetative propagation in the plants is the tissue culture. Okay, so the next is tissue culture. Now, what is this tissue culture? So here, as the name suggests, tissue culture. Culture means to grow. Okay, we are growing the plants, children. How we will grow the plants? I'll just let you know that these plants are being grown in the test tubes. Okay, these plants are being grown in the test tubes. Now, how this test tube is responsible for the growth of the tissues? So here, tissues means it is a group of cells. Fine, it is a group of cells. Now we will take some small cells with the desired characteristics. Now what could be the desired characteristics? Like if we need to increase the number of the wheat, or if we are increasing the number of the crop like rice or wheat, okay, what we will do, we will take up the varieties of good qualities of different crops. Like suppose that one plant is there, it is having good root system. Okay, good roots, I'll just write down the characteristics. Root system, good root system is there, good branching system is there. Okay, with good shoot system is there. Then after that it could have the number of seeds, like number of grains. In the rice or in the wheat we can count the number of grains, that if the and the type of long kernels. Okay, no, long kernels would be there. Kernels means the structure in which the grain of the rice or the wheat is being there. Okay, so this is known as the kernel. Okay, so this is known as the kernel. Okay, so this kernel is being taken and we'll count. For example, now we will take up all these good qualities, and some good qualities like resistant to temperature. Okay, it would not be having any effect of temperature or pest or insects. Okay, so there's all these could be some of the good characteristics which we want to have. We want to have means we will have to produce one seed which should have all these good characters. Now is this possible to combine all these good characters in one seed? Yes, so this becomes possible because of the process called tissue culture. We know that each and every characteristic in a plant or in the plants or in the animal is governed with the help of gene. Okay, as you just now we have studied in this chapter, we have studied in this chapter only that genes are responsible for the development of the characteristics in the plants, in the animals, in the organisms combinedly, we could say. Okay, now these good qualities are being governed with the genes. Now these genes are being combined. How they are being combined? Each of the gene which is expressing the good root system, the gene which is expressing good shoot system, the gene which is expressing the good grains, number of grains, then the gene which is responsible for the long kernels, and the gene which is responsible, which is the disease resistant or the resistant towards the insects and the pest. We will take up all these genes. Okay, we'll just make a group of cell, and that group of cell is known as the tissue. As I have written the word, what is the group of cell? Group of cell is it is the meaning of the word group of cell is the tissue. So we will just make a tissue of the desired characteristics which we want. It is not necessary that you're combining all these characteristics in one seed. You can combine 2 or 3 good characteristics in one seed, and it is not possible to combine all the good characteristics in one seed, because we are doing the work in an artificial environment where seeds are not being generated. We are generating the seeds in the test tubes. Now we'll just make a group of cells with certain desirable characteristics. For example, good root system and good shoot system we will take first. We'll take up the genes and then we will combine this. And all this combined part, all these things are being combined outside the plant. Okay, so plants are not responsible. We'll only take up the plant. See, we'll take up the gene. Okay, we'll take up the cells and we will combine this in the culture tubes. In the culture tubes. These are known as culture tubes. Fine. Now what happens inside this culture tube? Suppose that this is a culture tube and this contains the culture media. This has a culture media. Okay. So once this has a culture media consists of different nutrients, in it. It contains hormones, it contains the sugar, it contains all the things which are necessary for the growth of these tissues. We'll just put up the desired tissues which we have made. This tissue would be placed here in the culture medium. I'll change the color. I'll put this tissue in the culture medium. Now we are going to change continuously this culture medium after 4 or 5 days, okay? Or we will add more and more culture medium in this. We'll add some more solution of this medicine, or even this is a mixture of different different variety of the liquids. We'll change this, okay? We'll keep on changing. We'll add up all those nutrients which is important for the plant to grow. Okay, this culture medium, this tissue is going to, this is known as tissue. This tissue is going to develop into, it is going to divide and it develops into a plant. It develops into a small plant. Now this tissue is known as the plantlet. Okay. It is also known as explant and many other names are there, but I am not going in detail. Just remember, small plantlets are developed. Now we'll take out this plantlet from the tissue, from this culture medium, and we'll place this in the environment. Okay, we will see that once this plant starts growing, it means that this is where this could even be present. This could even be living outside the test tube also, and because of which what would happen, we can easily prepare so many plants in one go. Okay, many, because we are not only producing one test tube. Okay, we can have several hundreds of test tube together, and we can easily bring out the plants which would be easily be planted into the soil, and this would have the desired characteristics once they will be growing in the form of the seeds. So seeds are obtained from this, and now the seeds which are being obtained from these plants, that would contain the desirable characteristics. Okay, similarly the plants also would be having the desired characteristics. Next generation would also be having certain desired characteristics which we wanted. Okay, so this was some idea regarding this tissue culture. I'll just give you some more details regarding this in the next class. So that's all for today's video, children. I have taught you about the modes of reproduction in which vegetative propagation was the main focus today. So in which I have taught you about cutting, layering and grafting, and in addition to that I have also started this tissue culture technique. Okay, so I'll come up with some more information regarding this tissue culture in the next video, children. So that's all for today. I'll meet you all in the next video with the next topic to be discussed.